guys, welcome to another episode of Ladies with Tradies, working the trade and living the life. I'm Kate Muldoon, and today I'm joined on our podcast with one of our incredible coaches, Donna Brown, who's also joined by Waffles, her puppy in the background. So if you hear Waffles, that's what's going on. We're all about him. Everyone's got a dog on our team, so it's a bit of fun. Welcome, Don. Good to have you on.
Hello, thank you. Thanks for having me.
And Waffles.
And Waffles, yeah. And my dog.
I love these podcasts, having a chat with the Ladies with Tradies team because, first, I get to have a few humble brags about how incredible they are and what they're achieving. But also it's another good insight and reminder, not just for all of you out there, of the high caliber human beings that we have on the team here at Ladies with Tradies, but also a really good opportunity for our staff to reflect on, their journey as coaches. So, Donna, let's get a bit of a rundown on you. So give us a bit of, who you are and what your background is and how it all came about that you ended up a coach here at Ladies with Tradies.
Yeah, cool. So my background is all around finance and bookkeeping in business and office management. So that's been my working roles. And also ever since school, I've always had a keen interest in business. So I studied business in high school. So Clayton and I started a business. We moved from WA back to New South Wales, and we were like, we need a bit more cash. So let's start another business. So we did that, and that was 8 years ago now. So he pretty much runs it himself now. I just do a bit of the background work, and that's all good. So yeah, that's how we came. We actually came to Ladies with Tradies and did a group program. Just because we had a few staff then, we were growing a bit too quickly and needed some support. So we did the group program, and then we completely changed our business, and we're back to just Clayton now and making more money than we did with the team. So he's enjoying it because he doesn't have to worry about dealing with staff.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how I came about to being with Ladies with Tradies. And yeah, I just decided that this is a pretty cool thing that you guys are doing, and I wanted to bring my knowledge and experience, I guess, to help others.
Absolutely. And I got to say, Don, you have brought so much more to the table than we ever really originally planned for, or that you had planned for in when you applied for the role here. So when you talk about your finance and bookkeeping background, give us a bit of insight into the type of work that you were doing. Give us, who were you working for? What did you sort of learn through that experience?
Yeah, so it originally started, I wanted to be a travel agent. So I went and worked for a travel agent in Newcastle. And I figured out I was better at doing the end of month finance stuff than I was at being a travel agent. So he was like, yeah, you can do that every month. And I was like, yeah, cool. I love doing it and I'm good at it. And then once we moved to WA, I got into, I was a checkout chick at our local RGA.
Yep.
And they soon snapped me up into the office, and I worked closely with their accountant and did the 3 businesses that we had there every month, doing all their finances and bookkeeping and all of that kind of stuff.
Do you remember what sort of revenue that business was doing that you were in back then?
It was a pretty big IGA. So we had an IGA and a liquor store and a butcher as well. So the IGA was, that's going back now. Been hitting over the $1 million a year. Yeah.
So you got a huge insight into, the framework of business, like what those challenges are from a financial perspective, and go get Waffles if you need to, by the way.
I'm just going to close the door.
Yeah, you're okay. You had a whole lot of insight and opportunity, I suppose, to see the inner workings of business without having the responsibility of it first. I think that's And, you weren't too chicken to then go out and start your own thing with your beautiful husband, Clayton, despite having seen the inside of it. So that's pretty cool, I think. So tell me a bit about, so because you have evolved a lot even since we met you. What year did you come on board for that group program? Do you remember? Was it 2020 or 2021?
Yeah, 2020, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause that
I
was the
just had
COVID year.
yeah.
Yeah, that's right. You had a little bob. And so, yeah, tell us about your business, where, like the 8 years that you've been in it with Clayton.
Yeah, so we started out just doing weekend pressure washing back in the day.
Mhm.
And it was just a bit of a side gig back then to supplement his income, his full-time income. And
Which,
then
which was doing what, Don? Like, what was he doing?
he was working for Humes then, which is like wholesome concrete. So he was in there as what was he? I think he was a supervisor.
Yeah.
Because he got transferred from WA back over to New South. And then when his dad passed away, we moved up to where we are now to help his mum. So we just kept the business, or restarted it up here, I suppose, and kept it going. And it's we weren't sure how that was going to go, like coming to a very regional, town.
Yeah.
But yeah, it went great, and we diversified, and then we changed again, and then got smaller, and now he's doing only a few select kind of services that he enjoys, and again, that's changing. He's like, I'm sick of doing this now. So I'm like, well, what do you want to do? Let's focus on that.
We love Plato. He loves he's a bit of a dolphin, so he's a dear brother of me in the ideas realm, which I know drives Don a bit insane. So when you came to us as clients, it was Aquavac Services. So
Yeah.
you you had staff, and it was a cleaning, like, do you want to just tell us a bit more about what it actually did or does?
Yeah. So once we started the exterior pressure washing, we also went into doing interior cleaning for like NDIS and aged care. And that's kind of where we really got really busy quickly. But again, we had staff, and I think we had up to 5 staff at one point, which is fun. Like, I loved having all the staff and doing all of that. But it was just too fast, too quickly, and it was the cash flow issues that we had. So yeah, we ended up coming and doing Amp It Up, and then we changed to just doing exterior again, and really focusing on that one area.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's the thing. It's we often talk about, just because you can doesn't mean you should. And I do recall in those early days of you guys as clients, thinking, oh, this is tough because you have such a dynamic skill set. I could see how valuable you as an asset were, Donna, you are to your business. And so that part of me was going, oh, she's got it, this chick, like, she's got it. And he's enough of a goer, and he's the most beautiful person, Clayton. Like, he is just a vibe. And between you, I was like, they are unstoppable. They can do anything. That being said, some of the challenge that we see in our roles, Don, is when you're in business that perhaps, you're attracting non-skilled labor, so cleaning or, that kind of thing, it can be a real challenge because there's a whole other suite of problems that you come up against, yeah?
Yeah. And that's what I think, that's what really got us out of the cleaning, is because we were so picky with people that we couldn't find the right people to come on. We did have a few good right people, but we were just burning them out because we needed them ones to do the good work. So, so it was just that vicious cycle.
Yeah, and it becomes a volume scale thing, because when your average dollar sale is not quite at that level, like the tipping point, I imagine, for you guys as far as revenue to sustainability, in that model was a challenge? Is that what helped you make
Yeah. Yeah. And with that industry, like your aged care and your NDIS, you can only charge a certain amount. So
Yeah, well, there's a scope of works, isn't there?
Yeah. So unless you've got, I think it was over 8 people that you'd start making a bit of a profit, but it's a lot of that between 5 and 8, it's like a lot of work for nothing really. So we kind of went, nah, let's just go and niche down.
Great. Which then led you to what? Like what's going on now?
Yeah, so at the moment, it's all about gutter cleaning with a vacuum system. So there might be a couple of others around here now, but originally there was no one doing it with the vacuum. So it means he doesn't have to get on a roof. He doesn't have to use ladders or anything like that. And just trying to do some hydro excavation with it. So he can do trenches, he can do paddle grids, he can do or like he washes down one of the truck companies' trucks underneath every year. Such a different, diverse things he can do with it. So it's like, what do you want to focus on now?
Yeah, and that's where the marketing and sales comes in, and I love that you guys have been willing to just do what's got to be done, and like traditionally we'd be looking at profiles like you guys, and we talk about personality profiles quite often. To hear that you're over in Kalgoorlie, you come over to the east again, you start your business in one location, you go, oh, life's changed again, let's relocate, let's start again. Very similar to Jason and I in that we were in Bendigo. Jason had a fairly steady sort of work there, and then we're like, oh, let's move to the river in another state where we know nobody. It's ballsy, Don. Like, so I think about that, and I think what I know of you and what I know of Clayton, I go, that's so cool that you were brave enough to do that. And I think that's one thing that draws people to us. I actually had some feedback about this last night, is it can be done. You've got a young family and you were brave enough to do that and make those and continue to make those brave decisions, and not allowing like not just get stuck on the hamster wheel. Like you're constantly looking to innovate, improve. You're open to Clayton's out there ideas when they come to the table. And yeah, just have a freaking crack. So where do you think that comes from? Like why is it that you feel, or that you have been able to make those decisions for your family?
I'd say a lot of those decisions happen before kids. I've not been great at doing that with kids, I would say. But my dad always said, if there's a will, there's a way. And we moved around a bit as kids too. So, and if all you had is your family, that's all you need. Like, you don't need a lot of money. That's kind of how I grew up. So I always think of dad and be like, there's a will, there's a way. Like, you make it work.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think before kids, it's so much easier because you don't have any other responsibility. Whereas now we've got the little ones, and Clayton's like, let's move to Western. No, where's he going to go now? Queensland. I'm like, oh God, I don't know if I can do that now.
Yeah. Well, you probably shouldn't have told me that, because now I'll be like, well, that'd be cool.
Yeah. It would
so
be cool.
yeah, but at the same time, like, even if it's not relocating, like in recent times, there's still this willingness to pivot as needed. Is the business doing what we need it to do for us? Are we like talk a bit about Clayton actually as a dude, like as a tradie. Like, what is it about him that you've been so blessed with, of course, and perhaps challenged with at the same time as a couple in business together?
Yeah, so he's very much like he'll do what needs to be done no matter what it is. And he's always innovating. He's always thinking about better ways to do things, or more effective ways for himself and for the clients. Working together has been, when we first started working together, like I come in, I was like, I knew what we had to do. We doubled the income like in 12 months because we knew what needed to change behind the scenes. But then it was kind of like he just wanted to keep changing. And I was like, I just can't keep doing that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I had to really kind of, I guess, stabilize it a little bit for myself, which that has restricted him in a way because he's got grand plans, which is great. But I'm always about the how and like, how are we going to do that? How are we going to afford that? So I'm very much had to work on my financial mindset, which I think I've done pretty well in the last few years. But yeah, it's just coming to that, I guess, a balance between growing and having stability, which I think we do pretty well now. It's just, I don't know. He kind of does more of his stuff now and does what he wants to do. And I kind of do my own thing. So, yeah.
So you're obviously here with us now and working as a coach, as well as you're an internal staff member for us as well, working on our customer experience, or our client experience, which has been a game changer. And your dynamic, I guess, is so reflective of a lot of the ladies with tradies that we work with, that you work with. We tend to be a bit opposite in the way that we think, and there'll be someone that's a bit more, gung-ho, and then another one that's a bit more conservative, and then it's about how you kind of work with that and meet in the middle. Not always going to be able to meet in the middle. Sometimes someone's got to compromise. So that's a pretty cool thing. So you live that dynamic, which is helpful in your work, I imagine, with the other clients that
absolutely. One of my clients said the other day, if you tell him like he just listens to you, whereas he won't listen to me, I was like, yeah, I said I was exactly the same. That's why I went to coaching, because he wouldn't listen to me. I knew it needed to be done.
Yeah.
He didn't listen to me. And I remember saying to one of the girls, can you just tell him he needs to do this? And they're like, yeah. And straight away he would go and do it. So it's just so funny how the different dynamic in relationship helps with ability.
Yeah, beautiful. All right, so let's start talking a bit about your coaching. Like, what was it that made you apply for the role with us? Like, what is it about coaching?
Yeah, so I remember we did the I think it was the How to Tame Your Tradie retreat. Did that, and we did the Grow model. And I knew before that I wanted to be a coach, and that confirmed it for me. So that was really cool. And I think it was, I knew so much about business and I could help people. I just didn't quite know how I could do that. Yeah.
And so it's about helping, and particularly from a business perspective. So you've obviously got that qualification in business, and then you've been in businesses and doing that that in your history. It was just about then going that next step, I suppose, and being able to use that in another way outside of your own business.
Yeah. And like I always could see the gap of people being great at their trade or what they're doing, but really crap and not knowing stuff in the background. So I was like, I know how to do that. I can help you with that. Like, and some of these guys that you talk to, they're like, oh, I don't know. And I'm like, yeah, I'll do it for you. Like, I just wanted to help them because they were doing so great at their trade.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. And so what is it about coaching that you love? Like, what's your favorite part?
I had to think about this one because there's lots of different things, but I think it's watching people make a change when they're not ready, and then seeing the benefit of that change afterwards and going, oh, that was awesome. And also just the little text messages I get like from clients saying, oh, I just didn't back down on a price today, or I sent this email. I'm like, oh, that is so cool. Like, I love those little messages throughout the journey.
Yeah, so it's seeing them push through the discomfort and doing the thing anyway, and then getting the result of from doing the thing that they're uncomfortable about. And that's, I guess, what coaching's about, isn't it? It's about You're not paying us to be soft on you or to let you get away with stuff. You're investing in progress, whatever that means for you, because we certainly don't advocate for, grow fast and have 50 staff. It's not the type of client that we coach at Ladies with Tradies. And, your business is a really prime example of that. It had scaled up and then the decision was made to scale back. So that's pretty common for us to do that, to make people make money and have time. Like, not all about the vanity metrics of how many bands you got on the road or whatever. All right. And so what are some of your highlight moments when it comes to coaching? Like, what sort of results have you seen that you love? Hey guys, while I've got you, why not keep your eyes peeled for an email invite to the Ladies with Tradies Shindig, an in-person event in Wentworth on Feb 20th called Say It Like a Boss, Hard Chats Made Easy. And if you're not on our mailing list yet, why not head to ladieswithtradies.com and subscribe. See you there.
I think one of the best ones has been getting the family away for a holiday because they hadn't had one for years. Our first ever holiday.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool to watch, and like watching the tradie be okay with doing it and not freaking out about being away from the business.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all that life stuff, isn't it? Getting the time back and having, go play golf through the week because you can. And, got to love a good finance win too. That's always fun to see. But also getting off the tools and into the office. Like a lot of them just go, oh, I just can't see how I can do that. Once they start doing it, they're like, oh, this is actually beneficial.
Yeah. And, for those who haven't listened yet, there's a great podcast with Donna, with one of her clients, Adam, who has been with us for a couple of years. And, the huge results that they have achieved together. It's well worth a listen because, Ads was one of those people that certainly, bit down pretty hard and just did some things that made him uncomfortable and has had some brilliant results and got on holidays and stuff like that with his family, which is pretty cool. It was a fun podcast to do, that one, wasn't it?
It was good, yeah.
Once we got him on, he was bloody brilliant, both of his. So what is it that you hope for? Like you sort of said, that you enjoy seeing them get away or achieving that kind of lifestyle stuff. But what do you hope for your clients when you start coaching them?
I think it's the mental load, like being able to release some of that mental load and start enjoying their home and family life, like being able to knock off and be present with their families. I think that's one of the biggest challenges that they have.
Yeah.
And, that we're not perfect, so there's always a bit of give and take with that. But, I just hope that they can release some of that mental load and enjoy their business rather than it taking from them.
Yeah, and, my version of that is their mental load reduces when their confidence increases in their knowledge and their ability. Like, because I think, we have a lot of good blokes and ladies that we work with, and often they'll come to us, won't they, with a bit of I know it can be better, but I'm not sure how to make it better. A bit like you guys, like sort of to and fro, and like you sort of, it's not quite there and there's a few tweaks to be made. But then going, like, I think that's where some of that mental load dissolves, is they're like, I know the decisions that I need to make. They're backed by data and information, as well as the support of the team at Ladies with Tradies, and we're on the same page as a couple. So, all right, it just melts away. Like they don't have that stress that they like, especially, well, ladies and tradies both like carry that like huge, what if this is not working burden. So I agree. I think it's good to watch that melt away and see them kind of puff up a bit and, you know, have a few humble brags well, they're not brags, are they? Because when it's real, it's not bragging. Like when they achieve the result, that's not bragging. So,
yeah.
All right. So what do you see some of the biggest challenges the ladies have that you've coached or that you work with?
Yeah, I think the ladies they don't know how to help their tradies. Like they're so, whether they're working in the business or not, they can hear their struggles and you know, they can hear how stressed their tradies are when they come home at night, but they just don't know how to help them. And it causes a bit of, you know, resentment and relationship tension. So it really pulls on that area of their life as well. So they're frustrated that they can't fix it for their tradie.
And it's it never ceases to amaze me though how far the ladies can get in progressing business outcomes without the tradie on board. You know, we always get to a point though, don't we, where it's like if she's the one driving the coaching outcomes, you know, we always get to a line where it's like, hey man, we need you to give us a chop out now. So yeah, but it's good to see them like that confidence again in the ladies. And what about for the tradies? Where are they pulled, do you reckon? Like what is their challenges that you see?
Yeah, I think because they're so busy trying to provide for their family, like they just it consumes them. Like it takes them away from their family, from their own hobbies. Like one of my clients hadn't done, you know, he loves downhill mountain bike riding. Like he hasn't done that for years because he's so busy trying to provide for the family. So it just pulls them into like this little, almost a hole that they can't get themselves out of. So it's really nice to be able to support them out of that.
Yeah, love it. So good. And what about for you? What's your greatest challenge being a coach?
My greatest challenge, I was like, oh, I don't know about this. I think for me, it's staying out of the trenches with them. Like, you know, you can empathize and sympathize with them, but it's really, I've got to be conscious about not getting in the trenches and going, well, yeah, you're right. Like that is pretty shit. It's like, well, no, we need to keep our head above the water a bit and have an objective lens. So it's something I have to consciously do sometimes and go, hang on a second, let's think about this.
Which always comes from such a genuinely like great place. I think you sometimes find yourself like I'll get real emotional about if someone's dogged a client and I'm like, right, what are we going to do about this bloody asshole or whatever? And hang on, we're meant to be in problem solving mode. So yeah, because we do get we get to see right into their worlds, don't we? And that's our privilege. But yeah, it can sometimes you go, oh, hang on, far in here. Backing out. So yeah, that's good. What else, Don? Anything else that sort of sits on your mind around either, clients or coaching for you or, our work here?
Oh, I just think well, actually, it takes me back to the conversation I think I put in the chat last night with my daughter about the things that I say when I'm coaching.
Yes.
And like how people just don't understand what we do and how it benefits. So I think for everyone at home, my daughter at the dinner table last night was like, Mum, all I hear you say when you're in a meeting is, and how do we do that? So yeah, that's interesting. And I think I had to explain to her that, we're trying to get people to think and come up with their own solutions. So I think it's just really understanding what coaching actually is and the benefits that come from that. So, I think it's good to be able to showcase these things and be able to share what it actually is.
So what would be your sort of summary of what it is? Like from your perspective?
So it's good question. Coaching it's digging into your own insecurities, your own mindsets about things, and knowing that you have the answers within you. So we literally just pull them out of you. And we give you the confidence to be able to execute. So it's really about confidence and knowing that you can trust yourself.
Absolutely. And, alongside that, we've got all these Butte tools and resources to support, like from a structural perspective, whatever it is that they are trying to achieve. And I think the thing about once we pull the plan out of them, because like you said, you're so bang on, they already know, usually people know what they need to do. They're just not sure how to do it or what those first steps are. They might have a really good vision, or they might be, in enough pain that they're like, something's got to change, but I'm just not sure what the first steps are in order to change that. So once we coach that out of them, it's like, rightio, sweet. Here's a resource that's going to help you do that.
Yeah.
Or, I have to make this decision about whether or not to keep this client or not because they're not profitable. All right, here's the data. Get into Tools for Profit. So that's our finance application. And let's have a dig around and make some decisions logically to then give you the confidence to go and then execute on the on the outcome that you're trying to achieve. Because that's the thing. There's all this. Often there's toing and froing, isn't there, in their decision making, and it's like, oh shit, like I don't know what to do here. I know I have to change something, but I'm not sure about how safe it is for me or our business to do that.
Yeah. And just having that reassurance, I think, to be able to make that decision. Like one of my clients had to fire one of his guys, but he was putting it off. And I'm like, you just got to do it. Like, you have to do it. He's like, okay, so I have to do it. And then once he done it, he was like, oh, I should have done that weeks ago.
Yeah.
So it's like, just having the reassurance that they're doing the right thing.
Yeah. And I will just give Donna apart from all of the amazing shout outs in so many different ways that you've already heard through this podcast and what she does so well. So our tools for this is the caliber of coach and person that Donna is. So our Tools for Profit application, she was key in driving the build of that. She diligently reviewed, tested, innovated, thought about you guys as our clients, gave feedback, left no stone unturned in order for it to be got to a point where we could then get it programmed. And then after every step of the way through the build, she was leading from the front and just had the best interests of you guys as clients and Ladies with Tradies as the owner of the app front of mind. And so, she is absolutely a guru in the finance space and also brilliant with systems. Like that's an area that Don is really, really strong at. And this mindset stuff too, like just getting people to think in a different way and really pressing on them, challenging their belief systems. And, the luxury that we get with that, Don, is that we grow at the same time, don't we?
Mm-hmm. For sure, yeah. The amount of growing I've done in the last couple of years.
Yeah, so cool. Yeah. So we're super grateful to you, Don. Everything that you see, after sort of that marketing space, our website, Donna's just constantly and consistently leading the charge in ensuring that your experience as our clients is a positive one. Everything's looking sexy AF because that's how I like it. And making sure our messaging's cutting through so that we can help more people. It's really clear to me, Donna, that that's the thing that you want the most is to help. So you're a bloody star and we love you because I know that we couldn't be achieving what we're achieving if I didn't push you through. I was like, when Donna got her job, I was like, oh God, we've got a couple of amazing candidates. I can't say I have to have them both. So we put two people on at the same time when we actually couldn't do it, but holy, it was the best decision that we've ever made. And hope for you too. Because we've like what you do in your role as an employee at Ladies with Tradies, but also as a coach, it's very special and very, like, I don't know how you do it, because you flick in and out of your hats as the coach, but also as the person that is building a solid working foundation on all of the things that, let's be honest, there's no way I could freaking do it. Not my strength. And, Don's a prime example of when you put your own ego on the shelf and you put people around you that are better at a whole heap of shit than you are. She is so much better than me at diligence, systematization, spreadsheet builds, thinking methodically about everything. She's the person that, I get to rely on to get it done. If we want anything done, you just do it. So, very spoilt to have you in that realm too, let alone how bloody spoilt and grateful the clients are that get to work with you as a coach. So, yeah, thanks, Darls. We are just stoked to have you.
Oh, thanks, love. That was like a huge wrap. Thank you.
Well, it's all true. It's all true. So we'll wrap it up there. Any last words of wisdom for people out there, or?
I think it's obviously if they're listening to our podcast, they're thinking about it and needing some support. So just give it a crack. Like, just try it. We don't hold you into anything. So just come and talk to us and have a crack and get some of those benefits that our clients are getting.
Absolutely, absolutely. And if you're lucky enough, when I screen you through to get to work with Donna, you'll know from this podcast how lucky you really are, because she only has a limited number of places at any given time. So, and she retains her clients beautifully. So once you get in with Don, if you get in, she will work with you and you'll want to stick with her for quite some time. So, just if you want to knock on my door and say, that Donna chick is for me, hit us up. All right. Thanks so much, Donna, for everything that you contribute to the Ladies with Tradies world and our clients. And thanks for being on. We've loved having you.
Thanks for having me.